Hey guys, Flossie here. In today's video, I'll be reviewing the F2000 Assault Rifle, available for the Assault class in Battlefield 4. I've been sifting through YouTube the past couple of days, and I couldn't find anyone who had a review of this weapon, or really any other second assault weapon for that matter. So I figured I'd go ahead and give it a shot. Now, this weapon can be unlocked through an assignment available with the Second Assault DLC. As of right now, which is probably the reason that there's not a whole lot of stuff on YouTube for it, as of right now the DLC is only available for Xbox One users. I'm sure DICE and EA will release or announce the release date for it here shortly. The requirements for the weapon are pretty simple and they're pretty easy. It's not going to take you much to get it, but let's go ahead and go over them. Now, the first part of the assignment is to get an assault rifle ribbon, which is 6 kills with an assault rifle within a round. Pretty simple. The second part of the assignment is to get 2 kill assist ribbons within a round. 1 kill assist ribbon is the equivalent of 5 kill assists, so 10 kill assists and you'll have the second part of the assignment done. The final part of the assignment is to get 10 kills inside the Metro in Operation Metro. Now, I don't know if it's so specific that you actually have to get those 10 kills within the underground Metro part of Operation Metro. It could just be, hey, get 10 kills on the Operation Metro map. But I'd say it's safe to bet that you have to get the 10 kills actually in the underground subway part of Operation Metro. So what about the gun? Well, the F2000 was developed back in the 1990s, and it was signed into service with the Belgian Army in 2001. It features a unique bullpup design, much like the AUG A3 and the SAR-21, giving it a kind of futuristic appearance. It fires a 5.56, so it has a standard damage model of most guns and assault rifles in Battlefield 4, which is 25 damage maximum in close quarters, and then it drops down to 18 minimum at about 50 or 60 meters. It has a 30-round magazine with one in the chamber and has a rate of fire of 850. Now, this is the highlight of the weapon. 850 rounds is pretty quick. It's not the fastest in the game, but it's substantially faster than most of the other guns available. So this means it's going to excel in close quarters. Now, one disadvantage to this gun, which ties into the close quarters, is its reload time. Now, the short reload, which is fire a couple bullets off but don't empty your clip, and then reload. Now, that animation's only going to take around 2 seconds, give or take. I don't have the actual statistics for it. However, the long reload, which is empty all 30 or 31 bullets in your magazine, that animation is going to take 3.5 seconds. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, 3.5 seconds. Well, that's not too bad. Well, 3.5 seconds is going to definitely make the difference between life and death if you're in an intense close quarters firefight on something like Operation Locker or Operation Metro. So be aware of how many bullets are in your clip and try and get that short reload in if you can. Now, like I said, this isn't a long-range rifle. It does have a pretty good amount of vertical recoil, and I don't actually have the recoil statistics. I usually use a website called Synthic.com. I highly recommend them for anything statistic related for Battlefield 4. But I can say that it doesn't have very much horizontal recoil. It's not going to be going left and right all that much. It's going to be going up. Now, here in a second, I tested it out on a couple different walls with a couple different attachments. The first one is no attachments. Second one is a vertical grip. Third one is a stubby grip. And the fourth one is what I personally use on the weapon, which is a muzzle brake with a stubby grip. Now, I don't recommend using a compensator on it, because, like I said, the horizontal isn't all too bad. Alright, so speaking of compensator, let's talk about the sort of attachments and situations this gun is best suited for. Now, since it is a close-ranged, high rate of fire weapon, I wouldn't go any higher than a 1x magnification. I wouldn't put an ACOG or anything on here. The gun does default with the sight specially made for the F2000, and it's a 1.6x. Now, this sight works perfectly fine. Use it as you will, but I personally like to stick with a nice 1x red dot or coyote or cobra, something that's small, doesn't take up a lot of my screen, just suits better for close range engagements. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend using a compensator. Since there's not a whole lot of drift and there's a lot of vertical recoil, I would use the muzzle brake on it. I wouldn't worry too much about a heavy barrel. This gun already has enough vertical recoil, and the heavy barrel's pretty much just overkill. It's really not needed. It's a close quarters weapon. Yeah, I would go with a muzzle brake. It's gonna lower your aim down sight accuracy a little bit, but it's really gonna help you a lot more in the end, because a muzzle brake in combination with a grip, and you can just laser beam people from across the map, whereas with this gun you could typically, you know, it's for 10 or 15 meter engagements. I actually do really like the silencer for this weapon. I don't use it all the time, but the silencer is definitely good, especially if you're playing some sort of more infantry-based game mode, domination or TDM. Silencer is really good for staying off the minimap. As for the silencer, it will reduce your hip fire a little bit, but you can always counteract that by putting on a laser sight. Speaking of hip fire, as for grips, the Ergo grip I really don't see much of a point in, because Ergo grip more complements guns like PDWs that have really good hip fire accuracy. Well, this is an assault rifle. It doesn't have all that great hip fire. There's nothing really special about that, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Now, the angled grip, you saw in my tests that I did earlier, there's really not a lot of recoil from that first shot. It's probably a 1.5 times recoil. It's not much. You pretty much just pull the trigger and you go straight up. It's all climb. So I would recommend the potato or stubby or whatever grip, because that'll really complement it for fully automatic fire. So a stubby grip in combination with a muzzle brake for me personally is just fantastic for this weapon. I think that about wraps it up. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. What do you think about the F2000, and maybe suggestions for other reviews. I'll be glad to review any gun that someone else isn't doing. But yeah, thanks for watching.